Hey, and welcome to the channel. Today I like give a little bit of uh, my opinion how the characters I play on their overall status, performance wise, and and so on. Let's see how it goes. And starting off with Reinhardt. I mean, I have in the season 5, Reinhardt is on the Elos between platinum and gold. Quite a powerful pick, you must say. I don't play in the so-called role play the role play. I'll play usually in the open queue because first of all, playing tank there is much more nicer than to play a tank role in the role queue where tank is really hard to play now. Not just because hard because of this that, but also because such as so many strong supports and whatever and strong CPS, just tank makes you just literally useless. Therefore, I haven't played the role queue for ages now, and I've been mostly grinding with a friend on the open queue role ranked, and I had, must say, much more fun in terms of playing different type of tank comps and or just different type of comps. It doesn't have to be always the traditional gold comp, two tanks or three tanks and so on. But in that case, I prefer sometimes the so-called two tanks, one TPS and two supports. This is not about what the comp is about, but more like about Reinhardt performance-wise. So let's stick to this. Well, let's say if you have a fine comp that supports the Reinhardt in uh, his team, like if you either have like a supported something like Kirko, Lucio, uh, and like TPS that also provides you like shield, like supportive support as a DPS, and that enables the Ryan to go easier from choke to choke, and then obviously when it comes to the fighting the objectives, Reinhardt is when it comes to close range, he's unbeatable. When it comes to close range, close melee DPS, I mean Reinhardt is does his job pretty well. But in order to enable to do that, you need basically the comps element, and yeah, and if you don't have such comps like Lucio, Kirko, and any like DPS that would support Ryan's, uh, let's say comp or whatever, it would be really difficult for Ryan to actually to do something. Uh, doesn't matter what map, but maps, and especially maps where have long range distance from one choke to the other one. Like for example, like all the starting off maps that have long ranges, like Junkertown, like Havana, like Circuit Royale, on all these other, let's say, what you have there. Well, basically, Gibraltar, the uh, first to the first to second point, and then obviously you have also like King's Row, actually pretty neat. Maps like King's Row, Eichenwald, uh, where basically you have close corner choke points to cover up with Reinhardt to play. And yeah, but maps like where you have like say um, like open roads, right? And you don't have the right comp, and Reinhardt would be really difficult. So even in the low ranks, like in gold, platinum, it is still a pain to play sometimes to play against with. Uh, and obviously, if you play like in that's called open queue role, ranked, a nice setup as always. If you go with a double tank, it's always have something like a Zarya, or even what you call Jungle Queen, or what you call it again. you can go diva with, or even like what you call something that um, enables Ryan to initiate from his defensive to his offensive, no maneuvers and so on. No, that's what feels like. Let's say in the overall performance, Reinhardt is a quite a quite a um, quite tank if you can handle him, if you know his play around, if you know how to play around the maps, if you play how interactive in the opposing team comps, team comps and so on. That is how Reinhardt would basically be like in this last season 5, well, type of let's say performance wise, right? Um, well, his hard counters. I mean, you could say hard counters are always be like another good Ryan. Orisa is I don't know why they have given Orisa additional armor to her fortify, but Orisa was already a pain enough in the previous seasons or in the previous patches now, and now she's just more a bit again resistible. Even she Orisa is such a character that has is a character where you mostly press on W and really watch out on her cooldown rotation, downtime, and off you go. My second character that I also play and I like to talk about is none other than Roadhog. Roadhog is also one of my main tanks in Overwatch 1, and since all the changes to Roadhog and changes around Roadhog and all the team comps that has been going around now since season 5 and so on. Roadhog is a very delicatable pick right now, so if you can handle Roadhog, you know how to play around them, you know how to play against certain comps, you know how to play at points, maps, and so on. You can do greatly with Hawk. With the sacrifice of constant feeding and getting an anti-nated choke spear with the javelin spear by Razor, getting haunted by the Reaper. Even Torbjorn now is quite a nuisance since his right click spread has been reduced, and yeah, if you don't watch out those things, Rotter can easily get whooped. Yeah, have to say it, but yeah, Rotter will get easily whooped now. But and in Overwatch performance-wise, Rotok is again, you say you can play him at certain choke points where you have, let's say, pits. You have a lot of corners to cover. You can use your displacement advantage to punish bad positions now. Obviously, he has his extra buff that he got to this recently patch where he gets additional healing, well, healing linger, while he's after his brief intake, after he heals himself. And it's it actually. Well, this all just enables to to live Hawk longer, a little bit longer, survive a bit longer, and obviously, yeah, that's the performance-wise. I would say, in the Elo between you say again gold and platinum, Warthog is still a strong pick. All you need to just be like watching, mentioning your cooldowns well, don't use the coda the hook as back in the days. Hook used to hook as a let's say finishing touch. No, and don't hook without pre-shot. What you do is always pre-shot. You hook before you hook, and then obviously finish up the shooters and then so on. And at best, don't hook up. Don't hook the person straight. Hook them sideways so the person gets eventually hooked inside your team comp, easier to get taken out. That's that for Roadhog. Next, I like to talk about my other main. It's obviously not other known as the Doomfist. Um, yeah, and Doomfist here as a third character I like to talk about is even I have to admit, even in the lower ranks in the gold platinum, ranking, he is a quite a let's say either a dominant force or he is a force that is easy to be countered again and easily fed and considered to be a game over thing, right? So Doomfist always again a niche pick, even in the lower ranks. Yes, he gets always easier his empowered punch because people are shooting it while he is in his power block stance. But even though the empowered punch is not more frequent, it's still can easily get missed, failed, and easily get fed through that and thrown and ending up Doomfist getting a hard time again, more harder times than all he can do is just die and so on. My suggestion on Doomfist play like Doomfist is of performance wise he is great. With the comp is right. The comp that can support Doom's dive and anti-dive, say comp like with Lucio, Kyoko, and against Tracer, for example. Or if you have another tank on your side, like something like Junker Queen, or even or something like this they would make Doom's life much more easier and so much more interesting to favor with. My performance wise, I'd say Doom is on between a C roll and B roll. Yeah. In terms of not to be confused with the tier levels A B C A S A S A B or so on. It's just my personal performance quads and my performance wise and experience. Yeah. Moving next to the next character is Junker Queen. Junker Queen is also one of the few latest characters that have been indulging with, playing with. Since her release in Overwatch 2, she has been quite a roller coaster in terms of balance. Why she was either overpowered, undertuned, and then kind of side picked again, and then again got kind of overbuffed again, and now kind of fine tuned again in the season 5 and mid-season 5 patch. Which I like. It's okay now, and I think she is now in a great position. I think with a good comp, Junker Queen can take good favors for a rush comp, and all she needs she favors is actually is falling with maps like that have also again plenty of covers to cover and chokes to move around instead of an open field like this. And I say she can deal plenty enough against other tanks, or you need to just prolong the fight in the Jungle Queen's favor. So instead of rushing and wasting your cooldowns, you really got to prolong the fight. Execute your cooldowns well. Know what to do. Know when to throw the knife. Be sure to hit the targets. The target with your knife. Be sure to hit your shotgun projectiles. Know the timing between engaging and striking with your axe, and obviously use your cooldown, your ultimate, also as well right on time, like depending on situation. Watch out you don't get easily cancelled by like the Cassidy's grenade, or by Stormboss hack, or Doom's just single punch into it, or a rock storm from Sigma, or anything like this. So basically, what you do with her charge, with her automates, you basically starting to get in the covers, using the ult from the cover first into the, or instead, for example, what I also find very useful with her automate is instead of using an offensive, it's just a pure offensive, ability. Use it as a counter offensive ability. So once again, something like if you get sucked into like Oasis ultimate, you don't have anything to escape. Use the ultimate to escape. You ultimately give the Oasis like an ultimate, like anti-heal debuff, and you can easily take down the Oasis in exchange for your ultimate, and maybe you can take some more with her. So I'd say the performance-wise on my side for the ranking like gold, platinum are on a BA roll, basically on a good solid pick, and yeah, that's that. Moving to the other character, I've been also playing around recently again. Still it was Ramattra. Ramattra, of course, is since he has been I would say launched. He had been obviously in a weakened stage. Aside his infinite ultimate, it has been again now changed. There's no more ultimate for a couple of seasons now. And in overall performance-wise, Ramattra is a strong pick. He's a good like a hybrid tank. They can go from distance. He can easily shoot through pork chokes. With his primary in his technical form, he has his shields. You can to use for cover up, to shoot cover, to move from distance to distance, and obviously he has his vortex. It has been a better aligned with this recent patch. Doesn't go through the shields, but it obviously performs better now. And obviously his Nemesis form is really close range, always good for should your shield expire, use the Nemesis form to use your shield block, and in case just use your melee just to poke the damage away from you. And the Nemesis primary damage also always hits with the shield, so you don't have to afraid. Yeah, and talking about performance wise, I say Ramattra is on a solid A pick. 8 plus. And that's for Ramattra. And last but least, I mean, Sigma. I have been playing Sigma for some time now again recently, and I thought Sigma, even though he didn't have any recent changes, now over the couple of seasons now, Sigma is still a really strong pick as in the certain like map ranges, like this Eichenwalk passage, like in Junkertown, like Circuit Royale, like in the Havana map points first and so on. And actually, if you can, obviously, if you can utilize, you know how to play with Sigma's shield, utilize his primary correctly. I mean, good like around corners, trick shots. You know, having good hit chunks, hit rating chunks of his primary, knowing when to throw to rock, and you know utilize his ultimate perfect timing, and know your position well. And Sigma is I must say, he is a sleeper tank even now again. He has surely a good backup. He has plenty of defensive spells, skills, counter stun ability like this rock, and nice and massive ultimate that allows to combine with other ultimates and also like provide more time, you know, installment and etc. And I say performance-wise, Sigma is again. I say I have put it. I'm putting him on A plus as a sleeper tank, and that's for that. I think that will be it for now. And among the tanks, between Reinhardt, Roadhog, Doomfist, Junker Queen, Ramattra, and Sigmar, they're all great tanks in certain aspects. Or you can have like great, like let's say, comps depending now. It also depending on the player how he is able to perform with these tanks on and off. And in general, I have like again for. All right, that will be it. If there's anything else, sure leave a comment below, and I'll be seeing you for another season. A little bit of character analysis or talk. Cheers.